One of the best parts of Christmas is, of course, the presents, and Orly is here to turn them into pillows. How are we doing this, Orly?
They're so smushy,
Yeah.
and they're gonna make you happy. Look at these gorgeous, right? They look like pillows under the tree, but really they are going to be a cozy, smushy situation that you can cuddle up with on the couch, on the floor, when you're with your family. They look just like presents, but they're the smushiest thing you've ever seen.
It's pretty genius, and you're
so
telling me right now that I'm gonna be able to make this, and I'm going to impress myself. I know it.
I'm telling you that you're gonna help me make it. Is that okay? Is that a compromise?
So close, so close. Okay, where are we starting with?
All right, well, I feel like you'll appreciate this because there's a little bit of engineering in it, even though it's super simple. We need to make a cube. We gotta make a cube. That's really how this whole thing comes together. So my hack for creating a perfect square is I want you to take that fabric and I want you to just to fold the corner into a triangle.
Okay.
However big you fold that is gonna be the size of your square.
It's pretty
the size
genius.
of your cube.
It's pretty genius. It's a good little hack also because you can easily see when it's off skew, so you can make sure that your square is going to be perfectly symmetrical.
Exactly. It's really bizarre.
Like
yeah, all you do is fold down a corner, and now you're gonna cut along that corner.
And that is going to be the size of the edge of our pillow, correct?
Exactly, exactly. And you're gonna cut 6 of those because obviously a square, a cube, has 4 sides, a top, and a bottom.
Once I cut the first one, I can just use that as a bit of a template, cut around it, and get to 6.
Exactly.
And while I'm doing this,
I'm gonna start showing how this actually comes together. Now, one thing about that, the reason that I think that's such a great hack is it prevents the entire process of like 8 inches, chalk mark, 8 inches, chalk mark, however big it is. All you have to do is fold one side down. Whatever that length is automatically how big it's gonna be. So I have a bunch here that I've already cut, a bunch of squares that are all the same size. Now, what you wanna do is take 2 of them and face to face, if your fabric has a right and a wrong side, make sure to do them face to face, line them up, and I'm gonna come right here to my sewing machine. With a simple straight stitch, we are going to be connecting 4 of them together. You always double back, right, when you start sewing, that way the end doesn't come unraveled. And now I'm just gonna stitch straight across. And you double back again. So now I have 2 pieces that have been sewn together.
Beautiful.
Right? You can see that. I have another 2 that I already sewed together.
so you do the same thing again.
I go like this, face to face, right? You can see it's the right size, and I would sew here and sew here. What that's gonna give me is basically an open cube with no top and no bottom.
That
so
is
all
pretty
4,
smooth, Orly.
Okay, now, and look, it even stands up. Now, this is the part that feels really complicated, and I promise you it's not. This top or bottom, whichever one you want, is the exact same dimension as all of these sides. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this right side, and I'm just gonna sew this line first.
So it's just one line, so you just start one line at a time.
It really and Cam, it's so funny because when I was starting this, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so much work, and I finished them really fast, way faster than I thought.
That's amazing.
So I wanna show you this quick part because it's the second one that really helps you visualize it.
Okay.
And
I was nervous when I knew there was some sewing involved, so I'm actually kind of happy that there isn't a sewing machine in front of me right now.
I know.
I'm
and
not
actually,
sure. But although I could have pulled it off.
You could have, because they're straight lines.
I think so.
While I'm doing this, I would love, you've got one that I've already sewn. I'd love you to start stuffing that one so we can see what it comes together like.
Beautiful. So you got to make sure you turn it right side
I did
out.
it for you already.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, exactly. So here you can see I've sewn the one side. This is gonna be a step and repeat, so I'm only gonna show this next one. All I do now is I take the next line to the next corner, and I sew that. Once that one's done, I take the next one to the next corner, and I sew that. And you just keep going. Now you're gonna sew the entire, whichever side is your bottom, and it doesn't really matter, sew it all the way around. When you move to the top, make sure that you leave an opening so that you can flip it inside out and stuff it.
Which is what I'm using right now.
Exactly. So you can see this one here, the top is fully on, we're sewn, but this one, I've left it open. Now you just go like this to flip it inside out.
Now, before you start stuffing that one, I want to ask about a rectangle. Like if you were going to make it not a perfect cube, but more of a rectangle shape.
Yes. I'm glad you asked, because that's this guy right here, right? This red one. This is the one that is more of a rectangular pillow as opposed to a cube. The only difference with that, you guys, is let's say this is my big, huge rectangle. This is the top of my present. All you need, again, it needs to be the same length, right? Because it's gonna be sewn in, but however deep this is how tall your pillow is gonna be. So for example, on this one right here, you can see that's how deep it was. right? So I had my big front and my big back, but instead of the sides being equal, I only did it about 3 inches, which means that my pillow is only 3 inches tall, basically. That's the only difference.
I love that you can do it because obviously, you know, if these are going to play as presents as well, you've got the square one, you got the cube ones, you got the rectangle ones, absolutely. Orly, look what I've done.
You've done perfectly. Now, one of the things I'll say is with this stuffing, always buy more than you think you need because you really want to stuff them super, like give it twice as much as you think you need.
I could use a little bit more too, like, you know, if this was really one that I was going to be stuffing here, not closing up.
And then you've got some ribbon there.
Yes.
Basically now this is just the like accoutrements that make it feel like a pillow. Use any kind of ribbon you want. Keep in mind people are going to be smushing up with them, so I wouldn't do like a glitter ribbon that's going to, you know, glitter all over your face. Something soft, something that's going to work with the rest of your decor. But that's it.
Orly, you are amazing. Look what I made.
You did
Check it out.
so good.
Boom. When I say I made, I had a little bit of help. Let's be honest, everybody. Thank you, Orly. This is a lot of fun. Full instructions, head over to hallmarkchannel.com now.